One thing that unites Ghanaians more than any other thing is football. The passion is huge. My guest today will speak not only about football because his portfolio cuts across a lot of other diverse fields in the world of sports. When I come back, I introduce my guest. My name, though, is Umaru, Sanda, Amadu, and you're welcome to Face to Face on City TV. My guest was the boss of the National Service Secretariat or National Service Scheme. He went to the people of Yagawa Kubori in the northern region and said to them, "Make me your MP," and they did. And President Akufo-Addo decides that if you succeeded in coming to Parliament, I reward you with a ministerial position. And he gave him that ministry that many people would not like to touch with a long pole, the Ministry for Youth and Sports. Honorable Mustapha Ussif, you're welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you so much.
I would think it's a trap if you're given the Ministry of Sports, considering all the scandals that come from the ministry. You don't think so?
I don't think so at all. It's
It's
an opportunity for me to come here to show what I can do. Just like National Service, if, as you are aware, before my assumption as Executive Director, there were a few issues to do with people who were implicated. The 2005 ghost name scam, when they were put in place digitized systems in place to make sure that at least those things are thing of the past. And you remember, if you can recall, my first assignment as Executive Director of National Service, the deployment we did, Caleb was on me because there was a chaotic scene at the registration centers. And I remember one morning I was just driving, coming to work, and Bernard Avle was on the radios discussing breakfast show. I took my paper and pen, and all the suggestions Umaru, Sanda, your good self, and Bernard and the rest of the team were suggesting. By the end of my 4 years, most of the things that they called in people just suggested, and even you, the team at CTFM also suggested, almost everything was done. And because I recall, Bernard suggested that in this DNA, we should have had an appointment system where people can just book an appointment so that by the time they get to any registration centers, at least our officers know that this person is coming. By the time I left office, it is a system that is currently working. And apart from 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, registration went on very well without even the public noticing that. Meanwhile, the numbers were increasing. The graduates, the national service numbers were increasing. Yet registration went on successfully without any challenge.
So we have to
thank you so much.
We'll bring you an invoice, don't worry.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I really benefited from most of the suggestions.
That's what we do. That's why we are Relevant Radio, and we're happy that we helped you. That notwithstanding, the invoice will come. But NSS, there are people who hold a view that it's just an unnecessary burden on the government's coffers. Again, there are people who evade NSS but still manage to be paid their allowance anyway. Is that something you've been able to fix?
Yes, because we have a monthly return form, especially to answer the question, those who invade national service, they just pretend they are doing service and they are taking allowance without doing it. It's a thing of the past because we have a very rigorous monitoring system where every month you need to go through those processes before your monthly return form is scanned into our system across all the districts in the country, so that before even an auditor at the regional level audits the payroll, it comes to the national level, they audit the payroll. Then I also do. So the system, the channels of audit is very long, but very short because it's a digital base.
Okay.
So to answer that question in terms of that there is no. Then being a burden on the country, I don't think so as well, because you agree with me that there is a research from ISA that says that Ghanaian graduates, only 10% of them are able to secure a job after graduating from university and even after going through national service. And it will take as long as 10 years to get the rest of them getting employed. And this is a huge challenge for us as a country. National service is a gap that gives a platform for the graduates of our tertiary institutions, be it polytechnical universities, teacher training colleges or nursing training college, at least for them to have their first practical job experience.
But you give them an experience and you never give them a job, then what? You have
No,
just
but at least
armed them, but
it is an opportunity, because you agree with me that every employer will want to ask you whether you have worked, you have any working experience. And that 1 year alone also can give you an opportunity. It can give you a platform to be able to go in. And a good number of national service graduates goes through this, and they are either retained or are able to secure a job in other institutions. And that's why I agree with you that it's a challenge, because even after you have done the national service, a good number can still not get a job. Because our economy, the fact of the matter is that the economy doesn't grow at the rate of the population growth that we have. So that's why even at national service, we introduced the NSS entrepreneurship track. The idea was that let's give the service personnel opportunity, so that during their service period, number one, we have farms across the country. The value chain of farms, they'll be able to learn, poultry value chain. So that if, for example, you want to become a feed producer, poultry feed producer, you have opportunity, because we have a mill that will take you through how to produce feed, so that you can take that one as a trade or as a business. Also, if you want to do the real poultry production, how to receive your day-old chicks, how to even feed, how to do medications, you are taken through during your national service period, so that when you finish, we'll be able to set you up to get a job. We started a pilot program, and Maslock did so well for us. At least a good number of them were supported with startup capital to start their own poultry business.
I see. When Vincent Kwagbenu was the head of NSS, one thing he was very instrumental in doing was the NSS farms. What's the status of those farms?
The farms, as at the time that I left, was still doing very well.
About how many acres did you have?
We have various farms. We have Ashanti region. We have almost 1,000 acres in Jura. Maize. And we're in Accra here, we have the poultry farm at Nungwa Farms. We also have one at Legon Farms, where we're doing over 20,000 birds. Okay, and these birds, they produce eggs. People come to the farm gate and be able to get fresh eggs to buy. We also have Commander. We have about 400 acres there. We have also another animal poultry farm in Western region. In Yagaba, we have almost about 1,000 acres, but currently we are doing about 500 out of the 1,000
Was
acres.
that deliberate because it's your backyard?
It's not deliberate.
Was it there before
it's opportunity that it wasn't. So once I got there and I realized that there is a vast land, a fertile land in Yagaba Kubori.
And an opportunity to win a vote to be a member of parliament.
To empower the youth of Yagaba.
That's conflict of interest.
It's not at all, because they are also Ghanaians. So it doesn't mean that if you have somebody from Yagaba at Nungwa Farm, it's a conflict of interest. If I pose the person on the farm, is it conflict of interest? No, but if the
boss of the NSS takes a farm to his neighborhood and he has an intent to contest elections and he does so and he wins.
I did so not because I was contesting, but also number
because
one,
you will contest.
Because I agreed that we the country at the time, when I assume, we wanted to make sure that we get farms across all the districts. Then we look at where we have fertile land. And the whole country, and I can boast on this platform that Yagaba have the best land in terms of fertility to be able to produce.
You're just saying this.
I'm telling you.
Have you what scientific?
You can cross-check. During Achampon's regime, the Rice Valley, the Nasia Rice Valley, cut across all the way to Yagaba. And currently, as you speak, the big politicians I know who are in Yagaba doing rice farm, Mark Yongo is there.
Mark Oyongo, former Minister
of Defense and Interior. He's doing farming there. Inusa Fuseni. He's doing farming in Yagaba. You have Akando, David Akando. He's doing farming in Yagaba. Is it conflict of interest? No.
Those are NDC politicians. Tell me the NPP politicians who are also doing farming in Yagaba.
Because...
No, I just think... You should be fair. No, before you land...
I'm telling you that these politicians all have gone there to do farming there.
Only three politicians, NDC politicians.
There are a lot of other politicians who are
politicians?
There. Chairman Nuruddini.
Who is that?
The regional chairman for Northeast.
MPP. Okay.
He's currently having the largest farm in the constituency.
Who else?
My good self.
You also have a farm.
I also have a farm. I'm a politician.
Was he NSS personnel you sent to
No,
weed
not
the
at
farm?
all. Not at all. We also have, through Ministry of Agri, we set up a corporate...
do you have any MPP MP who is farming in your constituency?
No, I'm trying to get most of them to come there.
No MPP minister is farming there.
Even
it means
Mr.
NDC people actually cherish agriculture more than MPP.
No, not at all. Yeah. We if they cherish agriculture more than we brought in planting for food and job.
No, I'm saying that they
planting for food. That is an initiative that at least has given them the leverage to be able to get the input to be able to do the farming.
Problem. My point is that they have come to take advantage of your arable land. The MPP MPs are doing other business.
No, not at all. It's about interest. It's about the interest of.
So NDC people have interest in doing farming.
No, I won't say so. I won't say so.
Do you miss NSS?
It's a mixed feeling. Where I have the opportunity to excel. It's a bigger platform for me to be able to show. Serve the people of this country, but what I can.
So we should not expect any ghost names collecting money at NSS in the next year or two when
the systems we have put in place. It will be highly difficult for you to do that because we have put in place the gift payments platform, and the gift payment platform. If you want to do ghost names, it should not encourage you to do that because the payments go directly to the beneficiary, unlike the days where the monies are paid from controlling accountant general to national service account. Then that account we then distribute it to the regional level for them to pay, so that there is a motivation factor to be able to do ghost names. With e-switch, everything goes straight to the beneficiary. The executive director, whoever is going to be the executive director, don't even have access to the money.
I see.
The money, once you send the input to finance approve, controller approve. The money, Bank of Ghana converts the money into electronic money. And once it's converted into electronic money, you then the beneficiary receive their money on electronic.
How do you deal with delayed payment of allowances?
I think my regime, it wasn't something that we experienced.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
NSS people are always in our inbox saying that tell the NSS boss
unless they have problems.
In fact,
they might be part of the people you said they go on an NSS and they want to work.
These are people who work. They say they've not been paid for 3 months.
They will tell you so, but let them bring the monthly return form that I told you to justify it, that they've worked and the officer in charge, the officer in charge of wherever they are working have endorsed that they've worked, and they won't be able to produce.
You're using unnecessary technicalities to trouble people who have struggled from here to say to go and work.
We pay almost 40 million every month to national service personnel. And as you speak, you can cross-check.
Okay.
You can cross-check from controller, cross-check from national service. Our payment is up to date.
I see.
Without any delays.
Now, this is Face to Face on City TV. My name is Umaru, Sanda. Amadu. My guest is the Minister for Youth and Sports. We'll talk about that shortly. We are now talking about a place he just left, that's the National Service Scheme, how he has fared there. And he's also a Member of Parliament for the constituency that produced the first slapper in Parliament, Yagaba Kubori. How is your constituency doing, Yagaba Kubori?
Yagaba is doing so well. Like I said, most of my people are farmers. So we are trying, we are just going into farming season. So we are, as a Member of Parliament, and I mentioned earlier that the place is very fertile for agriculture. So we are putting a strategic plan to turn this whole district as an agri city, where people will take advantage of the agri mechanization center that we want to set up. Currently, personally, we've been able to organize about 4 tractors. Right.
So I'll come and ask you to tell me more on this agri mechanization that you're doing. But you won that constituency through violence. You were reportedly unleashing tags on people of Yagaba, which is an area that you don't live in, and essentially assaulting them. In fact, your competitor was on radio making all these claims, and he was a sitting MP at the time. What do you say to these allegations?
Unfortunately, maybe the reportage you got was wrong. I was rather attacked. My house was attacked. My 4 vehicles that I used for my campaign was attacked. Nobody from my side. My boys who were supporting me got injured. Nobody from the other opposing side got injured. I'm not a violent person, if you ask any. And if I attacked them, you think they would vote for me?
They said you use force to make sure that you win the ballots. You use the state machinery.
No, not at all. It was based on the performance. I was in Parliament, in the Ussif Parliament. I went back to them and I told them, listen, when I was in Parliament, these are the questions I asked on your behalf. There are parliamentary mechanisms to always advocate for your people, either be it question, statement, just to make sure that if there are challenges at your backyard, you're able to use the parliamentary tools to be able to champion their interest. And I did so. So I was able to go back. I said, listen, this is what I did for Kuboro Road. I filed questions, and Ussif then was the Minister for Roads, and he appeared to answer. So as a result, that's why the road, the contractors, I was able to convince the people that I play a role in getting the development for my people. Aside that, I also even didn't say, because I'm not a member of parliament, my government, my party was in power. At least I still have to serve them. I didn't leave them just because they didn't vote for me. Whatever little that I could do to make sure that whatever is due them, they will get. I still champion. So
you never attacked anybody? Or
not at all. How come even my opponent is my... I see my opponent as my senior brother. I don't have to attack him.
But how come when the police arrested the people who engaged in the violence, the highest number of the arrested persons belonged to the NPP?
No, it wasn't true.
What was the fact?
It wasn't true. At the time of the arrest, a lot of the NDC guys, because they knew that they've committed those heinous crime, they ran away. They were at large.
But still, NPP people were arrested.
Yes, the people were arrested.
How many?
Because it was a confront. 5
out of 10. That's huge.
5. Yes, 5 were arrested.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
So that's half of the.
So half of the. But subsequently,
you're saying that victims were arrested?
No,
is that what you're saying?
No. Subsequently, additional people were arrested. About 6 more people were arrested. So total, it's about 16 people.
Yes.
And about 11 was NDC and 5 was...
It doesn't matter. It means that still your people were...
Of course, if the issues... It was a political season. And at that political season, the police thought it was between 2 parties. And if they cannot just, even for security strategy, just go on one side and arrest, but they have to sweep wherever, both sides, so that they can do their screening to ensure that the people who really perpetrated that crime are brought to book.
So that's how you see it. Let's talk about agriculture now. So you were telling me about tractors that you had deployed to the constituency. So is it that you as an MP brought this, or it was a government thing? How does it work?
So there are 2 folds. As a member of parliament, then when I was in Ussif Parliament, I was able to acquire 2 tractors, home-use tractors, just to support their preparation of land here and there. Then also government through GASI project, the GASI project, and they have another project that I can't recall the name. Through that we apply. We got an association to apply, and that association too were given 2 tractors. So now we have 4 tractors. Those 4 tractors are divided into zones. So we have groups that will go and help them to prepare their land. Then we can get them seeds. Then once we get them the seed, at least they will be able to plant. Once they then harvest, then they can then pay something back with their product, so that we can use it to pay the tractors.
So the tractors do the plowing for free initially, and you pay after.
Yes.
What if I finish harvesting and I say, look, sorry, cattle invaded my farm and I didn't get anything?
There are those challenges, but those are the risks that we have to come in.
But that's an unserious risk, a risk that should be avoided.
Majority of them, my people, are very committed, even because, and there's also supervisors, so they will supervise you throughout the period, and they will ensure that at least if there is cattle have grazed your farm, there will be evidence.
So when you pay the tractor for the diesel that is used, or for maintaining the tractor, or someone else maintains the tractor, or they do?
The maintenance of the tractor is for me to do. But in terms of the diesel, the farmers will contribute to buy diesel for the preparation of the.
I see. Okay. What about other aspects of development of your constituency aside agriculture?
Aside agriculture, in terms of electricity, you remember, you recall that 2013. At the time that I went to Parliament, no single community was connected to the national grid.
The whole constituency?
The whole constituency. No single community
of 2 major towns?
Yes. No single community then was connected to...
Not even the capital?
Not even the capital.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. 2013.
Where's your capital? Is it
Yagaba?
So there wasn't electricity?
It's Yagaba Kubore, twin city.
Both are the capital?
Yes, because per the constituency, we have Yagaba Kubore, and both are the capital. But in terms of the district, Yagaba is the district capital.
So the district capital didn't have electricity?
Yes, it didn't have electricity. At the time that I went to Parliament...
2013?
13.
What's the status now?
Yeah, mostly now we have majority. In our last term in government, we had more than 20 communities connecting. to electricity.
Including the 2 major towns?
Yeah, they were connected during the NDC time. At the time that I was in Parliament, like I said, I filed question. And luckily for me too, when I got to Parliament, I was in the Mines and Energy Committee. And every project in terms of rural electrification will come to us. And I cannot sit there and they'll be approving and Yagaba communities will not be coming.
You push more to yourself.
Yes.
I see.
I can't be there because they are part of the country. And I made a case to the then Commander.
How about water? Do you have Ghana Water Company?
No, we don't have Ghana Water Company. That's a very huge challenge, especially
no community water, sanitation?
No, currently, we are doing these small town water systems. And that is just drill a borehole, underground water, then get overhead tank, then do these small communities. And it's something that we started. So
people go to fetch water from there?
Yes, the people are able to fetch water. So that's the way forward now.
Instead of the have you got any of the MPPs, one village, one dam?
Yes, we did.
How many dams?
We got 10. We got 10 dams, yes.
For a big constituency like yours?
Yeah,
a big rural constituency?
You know, the whole 5 northern regions
of the north.
The 5 regions of the north. We did about almost 600, about 500 and something. And I couldn't have gotten more than that. And you know that we have over 56 constituencies. So we have to share.
So you appreciate what you got, but
I appreciate it.
Do you have a single kilometer of tarred road in your constituency?
No, as at now.
So your whole constituency, if I drove my white car, I will not get a good road to drive.
There is one that was done about 5 kilometers just when you are entering Yagaba. But currently, there is major works ongoing in terms of road. The road from Yagaba through Kubore, Kubugu, all the way to Mankargo is done and done well.
But not tarred.
They are not tarred. They are going to, but as part of the project, it's supposed to be tarred, but they've not finished yet. The contractor is still on site. The road also from Wiasi Junction all the way to EZAC, all the way to EZBC to Vu and Tantala, all the way to Wontobro, where you have to access the Walwale Wa Road. That is portion of it. You have to access Upper West, the Wa East with it. That road too is, the contractor is still on site. And as I speak, just last week I spoke to the contractor and they've already started moving materials for the...
but currently, there is not a single...
5 kilometers.
5 kilometers.
Yes.
That's very sad. This is Face to Face on City TV, the story of Yagaba Kubore. The Member of Parliament is my guest, but he also wears another hat as the Minister for Sport. And that's what we're going to go to next, because he's asking for plenty millions of cedis for just the Black Stars. That's favoritism, isn't it? Stay with us.
This is Fact Finder from the BBC.
We live in a world where news travels fast. And sometimes, it's hard to differentiate fact from fiction. Fact Finder brings fact-checking from the newsroom up close so you can separate truth from chaff. Be empowered to tell what's fake from what's real. Watch Fact Finder by the BBC on City TV every Wednesday at 6 p.m. City TV. It's your world.
You're welcome back to Face on City TV. My name is Umaru, Sanda. Amadu. My guest is the Minister for Sports, Honorable Mustapha. Ussif. You're asking for $25 million for AFCON and World Cup. Outrageous, isn't it? Considering that the cup itself is not worth that.
Which cup are you talking about?
Cup.
What about the World Cup?
Okay, but tell me how you...
But you just mentioned that we are doing that for African Cup of Nations and World Cup.
Okay.
Is the World Cup not worth more than $25 million?
So give me the breakdown. How much is going for AFCON and how much is going for World Cup?
You know, as a country, we are blessed to have qualified for African Cup of Nations. And once we have qualified, we have to start preparing ourselves. I've realized that after having been here just for 2 months, that normally we wait till the year of tournament, then we start getting ourselves prepared. So I had a discussion with His Excellency the President that I want to move away from that. Aside the African Cup of Nations, we also have 8 matches to play as qualifier to the World Cup. And all those 8 matches have to be played this year. Then aside these 8 matches, if we qualified, we still have to also participate in World Cup 2022. So you have two major tournaments in 2022. That's the AFCON, which is the earlier part of the year, then also World Cup somewhere middle part of the year. Aside that, we have good number of other tournaments that we are going to participate. The women tournament as well. And I just want to refer, we have the Women International Window that we have to participate in. We have the CAN, that's the local blasters, also have to play it in December this year, all in this year. We also have Women International Window again in September this year. We have, apart from the 8 matches, we have also training, if we have to also prepare ourselves.
But these ones you are mentioning are not captured under the 25. I want to know, I want to know the components of the $25 million you're asking for.
Currently, it's an estimate that we have done of our programs and activities from this year all the way to 2022.
Yeah, but just on the Black Stars and just on AFCON.
Let me learn. I said we have a program as a ministry, not only for blasters. Let's shift our focus from blaster. It is national teams. We have under 17 national teams. We have under 20 national teams. We have under 23 national teams. We have also the senior national team. Aside this, the women football too, the same. And all these teams have tournaments that they have to engage. Either they are qualifying matches or they are going to participate in those tournaments. We've done estimate for all our national teams, and we think that we will need an estimated figure about $25 million US.
Are you suggesting now that the launch that the president did on Monday, the $25 million requests, which government has committed $10 million, is not just for the Black Stars?
It's not just for the Black Stars. That's what I'm saying. That even if you look at my presentation yesterday, I don't know whether you had an office a press. I said, listen, the whole national teams. We have national teams that normally we struggle for them. As we speak, we are owing the Black Queens, and you remember there was their bonuses. The Black Princess, their bonuses. The women, teams. We are owing them their bonuses, and they are coming here every day. There is no budget for them. We need to take a decision. I can't come and sit here as somebody who have to lead this ministry. I will not take initiative to be able to resolve these issues.
So what percentage is going to the Black Stars? Of the
Black Star will take roughly about 50. It's because currently I'm here to get a budget from the GFA. You know, the ministry will work very closely with GFA.
So you don't have a budget and you're asking for funds?
No, listen, do I sit down until the budget comes? We have a previous experiences that we have done. We have participated in the World Cup before. Recently, we went to South Africa. Okay, we are going to play World Cup qualifier just in June. GFA, even if GFA haven't submitted their budget, I know that per the African Cup of Nations that we participated, how much did we spend in going to South Africa to go and...
So that's how you did your analysis?
Yeah, no, that is how we did our budget estimate as a ministry.
And concluded that what?
And concluded that for all these tournaments and matches that we are going to play, we will not need not less than 25 million to be able to do it. To go to South Africa now... Okay.
I just want to be sure.
I said, to go to South Africa now, there is no any flight that goes to South Africa.
South African Airways goes to South Africa.
South Africa flights now. If you want to go to South Africa, you need to charter a plane to get to South Africa. Because of the COVID, most flights don't go. So our last match, we needed to charter a flight.
I said SAA
don't go. SAA don't go. Per the information I have, you can cross-check.
SAA flies through Joburg to Accra and continues to the US.
Since when? They used to.
They stopped?
Since the COVID, there is no any flight to South Africa because South Africa is seen as a red zone. Most countries will not want to fly their airlines to South Africa.
So you'd have to charter a flight.
So you have to charter a flight. If you are going to charter a flight, it hasn't come at a cheap cost. So and your players have to go and play in the tournament.
Good.
If they don't go, you, the media again, will come on us that Ghana has failed to lift their players to go and participate in the World Cup qualifier. And we need to get ourselves prepared for the tournament.
But you see, I still want to just get specifics. So $25 million. The impression was that it was for just the senior national team.
It's not. It's for the national teams.
Yeah, now you explain that it's for the national teams. I want to know how much of the 25 is dedicated to Black Stars.
That's why I said that out of the 25 million, if we have to play in AFCON, we need to prepare. So we've set up to do 2 friendly matches, and those 2 friendly matches, and also aside that, we have to play 8 World Cup matches, and each match that we play in a World Cup qualifier, we will not spend less than $700,000 US dollars. $700,000 US dollars. So you are talking of the World Cup qualifier. Then the tournament itself, the AFCON tournament that we are going to play. If we have to play, and we as a nation, we need to have an ambition. We need to have an objective. What is our objective going to AFCON? Our objective is to win the cup.
So roughly 9 million plus on
the
World Cup qualifier.
Yes.
9 million out of the 25. We are left with, that will be 16.
Okay.
What happens
so
to
then you are now going to participate, like I said, I was just making a submission, that you have to then participate in the AFCON itself that we have qualified in Cameroon.
What's the budget for that?
That one, you are going to also participate in that work, and you are going to play series of matches. So you need to estimate that because you have an objective of winning the cup, so it means you are planning. When you are planning, you plan for the whole matches till the finals.
Why don't you plan to say quarterfinals?
No, you don't do that. So when you get to quarterfinals and you have qualified, where do you get the money?
You're a government, you can come up with money.
You don't. The government, you should know that government will also have a budget. You need to have a budget line.
There would be a need, urgent need at the time.
And where will the government, the Minister of Finance, go and get the money for you?
So
if there's no money, then we come to Brazil. Then the minister is being lambashed for not being able to pay bonuses to players. So because of that, the players say they won't play. Then the whole country becomes, instead of focusing on delivery, something you mentioned in your intro. Listen, something you mentioned in your intro. That's the passion of the nation. That is bringing us together.
So you want to prepare ahead of time.
Very well.
So how much have you put aside for the AFCON?
Aside for the AFCON, we are targeting that if we have to get to the finals, $5 million should be something that we should be estimating to be able to participate in the AFCON.
$5 million.
Then we have World Cup to participate.
So 9 plus 5, that's like 14.
Yes. Then you have you have World Cup to participate in if you qualified. You need to make preparation for it.
Okay. So that's what you're doing.
Yes.
There are people who think that is a misplaced priority, and that you don't even have proper training facilities for the national teams.
Listen,
in hotels and so on.
If you don't, the national team, if you are going to talk, or in my presentation yesterday, I said sports development is not just geared to the individual sports. We have to talk about facilities as well. Incentives to even the athletes, the footballers. If you identify a footballer who is so talented, as a country, we should be thinking of getting them scholarships so that they can progress and go further. Yesterday. We also know that this year, we have Olympic Games to participate in. We have Tokyo Olympics coming in July. Who is talking about how to sponsor our national team? We need to send Ghana team to participate in the Olympics. Government alone cannot shoulder the sporting tournament and competition that we involve in. And it's not only Ghana government, all over the world. All over the world.
My question is more on
Sanda.
No.
I said all over the world, corporate institutions support sports.
Okay,
there's no deniable fact.
That's why you invited
them, and
that
is why
yesterday.
We have taken initiative to seek corporate support.
Okay.
If we're able to raise this corporate support, then we can then focus on the less endowed sports that we always cry that don't get funds. And that's
I'll ask you what commitments you've had, but I'm still interested. The question I put forth is, we don't have proper training centers, if we even have at all. And that the idea is that...
Is it proper training center for the national teams?
For the national teams, yes.
We have Accra Sports Stadium. It's a training center. They can use it as a training center.
They can reside here and train here?
Yes, they can reside. And they have to also camp. As part of the preparation, we need to camp them, and not necessarily even in Ghana. We have to, sometimes we have the experience of camping them in other jurisdictions so that they can be together. The problem about camping our players in Ghana is that most of these our players are foreign-based players. And once they come back home to camp, instead of concentrating in the training program, they rather have families, they have friends, their attentions are divided. So the plans that we, as part of our preparation to get ourselves prepared for the World Cup, we are planning to have a 10-day camp for the players before the World Cup qualifier. Because we are not going to this World Cup qualifier with the mind of going not to qualify. We are going in to go and qualify. And if we have to qualify, we need to prepare the team very well so that they can play together. They are playing different teams across the globe. And they have to be able to be kept for 10 days so that they can play some friendlies and get the rhythms among the players before we even come to play.
So Ghanaians are passionate about football.
In terms of facilities, you know, and this country, everybody knows what President Akufo-Addo have done. And I said it in Parliament that when it comes to sports infrastructure, there is no government since independence that has invested so much in sports infrastructure than Akufo-Addo's government.
Okay.
For the first time, 4 years, we have simultaneously been constructing 10 sports facilities across the country.
I think you should hold on. I'll come to sports infrastructure.
You mentioned that we don't have training facilities, and that is why I'm coming there.
No, I wanted specifically I'll come back to the major sports infrastructure that you have put in place.
No, because you said we don't have training facilities.
Yes.
I wanted to bring your attention that, yes, as a government, we know that sports training facilities are something that we have to provide. Okay. And government have already started.
Then take it away. Tell me, what you have done so far?
So far, government, like I said.
Yes, you said you were going to build 10 multipurpose.
Right now, the 10 multipurpose sports stadiums are at the various stages of completion. Almost some of the 95%.
Which one is at 95?
The WA one is at 95. We also have one in Yendi. We have one in Navrongo. We have one in Adakulu. We have one even here in Accra here, where you can go to Azuma Nelson sports complex to go. It is there. We have one in the central region. We have one in western region. We have one in Kofodia.
And they're all 95%?
Not, they are various.
How many are at 95%?
Most of them, apart from one. Apart from Yendi, the last time I checked, which was about 80% complete. Almost all of them are at 90%.
You plan to finish them in December 2019.
Yes.
Why the delay if you really were committed to it?
We're very committed. But you know, when you give contracts to contractors, sometimes the works, you have consultants who have to go and look at it. If there's something is not going well, they need to.
It's all part of projections in construction.
Yes, but we couldn't meet the timeline. But we are still committed to make money. We are not. Apart from the allowed certificates, government paid most of the contractors.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So government didn't pay the contractors. That's why the delay.
No, they paid. Government paid.
So what delayed them? What delayed the construction?
To be honest, on why the delay, the last time I had a meeting with a consultant, I gave a directive. I said, these projects have unnecessarily been delayed, and we are not going to condone that. So we directed all the contractors to go and finish their projects.
So you do not know when they would finish, do you?
I gave them 2 months to finish.
So,
I gave them as a
all
minister.
The 10 will be finished in 2 months?
That is the directive I've given them. I gave all the consultants that you should get to the contractors that, especially those of them who are 90% and above, they should ensure that in the next 2 months, they get their works done. Most of them have to do
with
If they
don't, what will happen?
If they don't, then we have to get a consultant. I have to look into the contract and see if whatever clauses are in there to ensure that they don't take us for granted.
What about the ones who are under 50%? Or you don't have any under 50%?
No, we don't have any.
So it means you are assured that by June, July,
they should be ready.
This Winneba Sports College has become a training place for outsiders, we're told. What are you doing to work on that facility?
On our manifesto in 2020, we made it clear to Ghanaians that once we get second term, we are going to ensure that we privatize the place. We get a private sector to participate in managing the facility.
Okay.
Winneba Sports Stadium is a facility that has resulted in we getting talent. Samuel Nkum and co all pass through Winneba Sports Stadium. We cannot afford to allow the place to be deteriorated.
Okay.
So the ministry and government, we are taking steps to ensure that we have a strategic partner so that we can revive the sports college. Aside that, government also in our manifesto 2020, even after we have revived Winneba Sports Stadium, we have committed to this country that we will also establish additional trade sports academies through a private sector participation. So it's something that
this started.
Like I said, I've just been here for 2 months.
Okay.
We needed to have a feasibility studies done. So we have started. We are going to put out very soon and interest people who have interest to be able to participate in this to come and help so that we have a feasibility study done and get people who will be interested in terms of private people who will be interested to come and support for us to have. So if you are interested, Sanda,
yes,
you can also come.
No problem. I'll sell a few cows and come
so
and
that
support.
So that we can have a collaboration.
In March 2020, the Baba Yara Stadium was closed down for renovation.
Yes.
Nothing has happened more than a year on.
No, they are working. If you said nothing
when
has
would they
happened,
finish renovation?
If you said nothing has happened, it means you don't have information.
No, the information is that it's not being opened for use.
Very well.
When would it be open for use?
It was closed down for renovations to go on. And per the information I have, the contractor is still on site working. The contractor, the last time I checked with him, when the place will be open for King Faisal, Kotoko to be able to use it for their premier matches, because Alhaji Guriza himself said it is costing him so much to be playing in Techima. He wants to come back home to play. So there is already pressure from the clubs. And contractor has given me the assurance that by July, latest, it should finish and hand over.
So in July, the Baba Yara Stadium will be opened?
That is what the contractor says.
That's okay. And you believe the contractor?
I won't say I believe. I have to. You know, I've just assumed of
You don't believe the contractor?
I believe the contractor, but I can't confirm what he has done until I visit the place.
So you won't put your neck on the line?
I won't put my neck. Because contractors can disappoint you sometimes.
Okay.
So what I can assure you that I've started engaging the key stakeholders, the GFA, GALCA, the National Sports Authority, even the ministry. I have to understand. We've started all this engagement, and I'll start a tour to go and see for myself what so far the work, in terms of work that they have done, where they have reached, and then hold him responsible, the contractor, to finish July as he has promised.
I like that. In 2023, we are hosting the Africa Games.
Yes.
You have promised to build a 50,000 capacity stadium.
Yes.
What's the status?
Currently, we have secured land at Boatima.
Okay.
Government have secured land through the University of Ghana has been so generous to us and given us a land just behind the Senate flats on the Nungwa farms, just after the Nungwa farm. You all know the Senate flats there.
Yeah.
We have also started the processes of getting external funding to be able to do this construction. The processes have started. We have also inaugurated the local organizing committee, as you are aware. The president inaugurated a 9-member local organizing committee that will see to we organizing these facilities well. Aside that, we have engaged University of Ghana because their hostels will be used to accommodate these athletes that will be coming from the 54 countries that will be participating in the 25 sporting discipline that will be staging come 2023.
So we have secured land.
We have secured land.
Have we put
They've started
the foundation block?
They've started the environmental impact assessment to be able for us to cut the sort to be able to start the actual construction. But you know that in stadium construction, it's not like most of them are fabricated stills that they will come and do install. So it's not, the contractors have assured us that if we're able to bring closer to the financial agreement and the commercial agreement, then they will have at least 24 months to be able to execute the project.
So they need 24 months, which means by 2022 it should start. When would the work start? Which month? Do you know?
I'm not sure because I don't control the process.
Okay.
The processes will involve the Ministry of Finance because they have to do the financial bit. We have to go to Parliament. We have to go to Cabinet for Cabinet to also look at what we are doing. We still have to also come back and go to PPA, go to Parliament as well. So I don't control the process. But what I can assure you that I'm committed, government is committed in ensuring that we have the facilities that will be available for the CAM African Games 2023.
Okay.
Whatever government will do within our means to be able to make sure that we we host the tournament, we will do so. Okay. Because since 1965, we've never had the opportunity of hosting the African Games. And this is the only opportunity we have.
So you have to
because His Excellency has already put in a team was put in place to
You have the capacity to do it, you believe?
Yeah, we have the capacity. We
have
the capacity, yes.
You're begging for money.
Yeah, but it's part of the government. If I'm begging for money, it's the Ministry of Finance that have to go. They have the responsibility, per our constitution, to raise funds for execution of projects.
How much of commitments have you had so far since you launched the grant request or aid request on Monday?
Oh, we have fantastic arrangement. The finance minister is totally committed. The president himself.
So the government committed 10 million. The president said...
No, the 10 million is for AFCON, World Cup, our national team to participate in other tournaments.
Okay.
It's not part of this.
25.
I mean, you are talking of African games.
No, I'm asking for the project you launched yesterday. What percentage of commitment have you made so far?
Okay. You're asking.
I've moved back. I moved back.
You've
Sorry.
moved back to.
Yes, forgive me.
I
was asking how much the CEOs that came yesterday. How much have they said they will give you?
So far, we had a very good response from the CEOs, but we are putting the figures together. And we'll communicate to the public.
Mustapha, nobody has promised you anything.
No, they promised. I'm telling you.
How much?
That's what I'm saying. We are putting the figure. We've not finished.
Yes, but you can tell me that someone promised you 1,000 cedis or 50 million.
I said we've not finished yet.
Let's finish.
We are doing Friday. We are doing another one on Friday.
Okay.
Another fundraising drive on Friday.
Yes.
We have another one on Tuesday. Once we finish all this fundraising drive, and President has tasked my good self, the GFA President, Sami Kufuor, and also my deputy designate, the deputy minister designate, to come out and do the fundraising mobilization drive, so that we'll be able to raise the needed support to be able to execute all the programs and activities that we have. So once we finish, Sanda, I'll come to you. You know, I've given you opportunity.
Yes,
you are the first media house that I'm engaging. Since I assumed here.
Yes.
And I can promise you that.
You have done way better than Ezekiel, who has not granted a single interview to us in 4 years. Congratulations on that.
Once I finish what we are doing, we'll come back as a team that has been tasked to raise funds for our national teams to be able to participate in the international tournament. We'll come back and let you know how much we have raised. We are going to put
what if no one gives you money?
If no one gives you, I'll come back and say, unfortunately, we've gone on the market to look for corporate sponsorship. We didn't get anything.
That's actually my hook, because I want to come back and ask you.
But I want you, as a media house, to support the ministry. Support the ministry in telling the corporate institutions to support our national teams to participate. Because you mentioned in your intro that the only thing that brings this country together is sports. It's not even football. You said football. It's not only football that brings us together.
Okay.
Every sporting activity, be it bicycle competition, be it basketball competition, will bring this country together. And that is what we want as a country.
Very well.
And the media should support the ministry to make sure that the corporate institutions even give us more than the 25 million we are asking, so that we can put the training facilities that we are asking that we don't have to be able to do that.
This is face-to-face on City TV. My guest is the Minister for Sports. Now, Ghanaians are passionate about sports, but they are not blindly passionate. That's why they saw what happened in Brazil. They wept a lot, were angry with the national team. Is the ministry really sure that the money they are planning to sink into these games is really worth it and it will excite Ghanaians as much as it did in the past? Stay with us.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and Star Times box. City TV, it's your world.
You're welcome back to Face to Face. My name is Umaru, Sanda. Amadu. My guest is the Minister for Sports, Honorable Mustapha, Ussif. You're asking for this, and forgive me if I'm belaboring the point on the money, but are you sure Ghanaians will really forgive you or have forgiven the Black Stars in particular and that whole Brazil fiasco? This money that you're asking for, should people really be happy? Have you spoken to the hearts of Ghanaians, trying to get them to love the Black Stars again?
Let me tell you, Ghanaians are not worried about what we give the Black Stars, but Ghanaians are worried about how accountable that we are going to be with them, because they want to also ensure that whatever we are giving the Black Star, we get something back for it. And I share the views of Ghanaians that going forward, the Black Stars, whatever that the country will squeeze to be able to mobilize for them, we will need resource coming from them. So what I've decided to do, that as going to AFCON and also even going to the other various competitions that I've mentioned, a technical team should be put together, a team should be put together to look at compensation, whether bonuses or whatever, about our national teams, a comprehensive one. So that at the time, it's not then when we are ready to go for AFCON, then we come on the round table and we're discussing about bonuses and allowances when we are supposed to be focusing in our training, the strategy that we are going to go forward to be able to win the cup. Then we are discussing something that is not relevant. So we are going to move away from that regime. So a technical team will be put in place. They will make recommendations. And this technical team will engage the players. They will engage the public. They will engage key stakeholders so that we have a blueprint. When we have a blueprint, everybody agree with it. And I believe that, speaking to majority of Ghanaians, they want performance-based emolument, performance-based compensation, or performance-based bonuses. So that if you are going for a tournament, whatever you are able to give back to the country, Ghanaians, even if whatever you are asking for, if we
so
have
that's
it,
accountability.
we will be able to get it for you.
Isaac Esiama, when he was Minister for Sports, came to Parliament and gave a wishy-washy explanation of how the $4.5 million that was expended in 2019 on the AFCON was. He promised to come back with further details. He's left office now. You have succeeded him. You are asking for a higher figure of 25 million.
Not only for
yes,
AFCON,
yes, but AFCON is inclusive.
For other competitions.
If your successor in the same government could not account for 4.5, what's the guarantee that you can account for 25 million?
We are different species, and like you mentioned, I'm not privy to. By then, I wasn't in Parliament. I don't know the information he gave out to Parliament, of which you are saying that he couldn't give details and promise of giving further details. I'm not aware about that.
You are aware. You were asked that question at the vetting, and you promised to work on it.
What I said, the Parliament never said he never brought. They said he never brought additional information. They asked that if I come and there is information on it, will I make the information public? I said, why not?
Okay.
This is a public office.
So have you found any information since you
Once
came?
it's a public office, then I have an opportunity to have the public is demanding for information. I should be able to give the public that information.
Since you came
going
to occupy
forward,
his desk.
let me tell you. I said going forward. What I can assure you, I can assure you is that every penny that is given to us towards our sporting competition that we are going to engage in, Sanda, you can take it from me. There will be straight accountability.
Okay.
They will be devoid of wastage.
Okay.
We ensure that we come back to you. If you are chattering like the last time we went to South Africa to go and play our qualifier for AFCON, we chartered a flight. And the flight cost us almost $140,000.
Okay. You let us know.
So if you have it, I will let you have it.
No problem.
This is how much
So
I've
that's
paid. This is the receipt.
What about the past?
I've just told you what I've did. So if you want it, we'll give you the receipt. And you can cross-check from the airline that
I'm very happy with your transparency. But when you
I'll give it to you.
When you open the
if
drawers,
you can get me a cheaper flight to take my players to South Africa, please bring your flight.
no
then
problem.
We'll take them.
I'm not challenging you. Is it the same desk that Isaac Esiama sat behind?
Yes.
Did you open the drawer to see if he has an explanation of the 4.5 million?
If you, it's something that, like I said, I've not finished my engagement.
So you don't have the breakdown?
Definitely, there is a handing over note I've come across how much. Even now, as we speak, there are still other commitment that we are supposed to pay as a ministry because of Egypt.
So it'll be more than 4.5?
So I have to sit down, finish, and know the commitment because some airlines, travel agents are on us to pay some monies that I'm not sure. So there will be full audit for me to be able to ascertain whether indeed what those institutions or organizations are asking us to pay. Indeed, I have to pay because I know that a lot of agencies or companies, whatever, have come and said, "Oh, you owe us this, you owe us this." I cannot just be sitting here and paying.
And is that in addition to the 4.5?
I'm not sure.
Okay, you don't know.
No, because the 4. It could be that the 4. That's why I said there will be a proper audit. And 2 months have come.
Didn't he leave behind your successor, the MP for Ichuma Mponia? Didn't he leave behind hard documents for you to see that on Kenke we spent 1 cedi? On football jersey?
I've not started the document. If something that you have drawn my attention, maybe I'll look into it.
Is it not in your handing over notes?
The handover note will come out to say that we participated in maybe Egypt.
And we spent 4.5.
Mostly not necessarily that, because the details have to be, because like I said,
you're a member of parliament. Accountability is key in the house.
Of course, that's why I just gave you accountability.
That's for you. You have promised. I just want to know. So you have promised that, but you don't think that we should know what your successor really did, or maybe your ministry, not you necessarily.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That even as you speak, even as you speak now, there are still is it the Ghana embassy? Ghana embassy in Egypt still brought a bill of $332,000 that we are supposed to pay, that they pre-finance certain accommodations for us to be able to play. Those details have come to our attention. And these are all things that I have to make sure that we do a proper audit and make sure that whoever says we are owing the person, it is true that we are owing. Then we know how much, whether it was part of the budget, or whether even the 4.5 million, whether everything was released to the ministry. It's another question.
When can we get to know this information?
I said, the question that the 4.5, whether everything was even released to the ministry is another question.
Or whether even they spent more is another question. When can we know this as a matter of fact? Do you have a timeline?
I can't give you a timeline because, like I said...
you should be able to give us a timeline.
No, I can't.
If you're doing an audit, auditors know how long they take.
Yeah, so I said we've not had a true picture yet. I'm going to, what I intend doing is to do an audit to see how much... Yes. So if I put in the audit team and they finish the audit, if you want information, I will let you.
But I don't know when this will be done.
For right now, we are engaging the stakeholders. Let me finish with my plan. I have a plan. Okay. Once I finish the plan
should have a timeline.
Yes, but as part of the audit, I've not even inaugurated a team that will do this exercise.
When will you do that?
I've not set a date yet to do, so I can't give you the...
Australia visa scandal is a big blot on this government. Many people want to see more. Is there anything we should see from you or hear from you?
Australia visa scandal. Yes. You are a journalist, yes, and you need the police was investigating it. Yes. If you want information, you can go to the police.
Honorable Mustapha Ussif, new minister for sports, youth and sport. A lot of the time in the past, ministers for sport never finished their tenure. Always a scandal, apart from Isaac Zema. Can you promise me and the people of Yagbaku that there will be no scandal, nothing about...
What I can assure you that I will be accountable to the people of this country. His Excellency has given me opportunity to serve, and I'll do my best to serve with transparency, honesty, and integrity. That assurance you can be given from me. But whatever people will say about me, it's up to them.
They said there are mafias at this ministry.
I'm not sure about any mafia. So far, I've been here for 2 months. The people here are lovely people.
No mafia, nothing.
I'm telling you, so far...
No dwarfs moving around, offering you documents.
So far, the people I've met here, and I can tell you that the people I've met here have been so nice to me. I have an open mind. Whoever have any mafia tactics here, with time, we will discover it. But for me, I came here with an open mind to work with the people here. Okay. To ensure that we deliver on the mandate that His Excellency has given us. Ensuring that we develop the sports. Ensuring that we develop the youth. Okay. The ministry is not only ministry for sports. You mentioned Ministry of Youth and Sports. Yes. But in your submissions, yes, we didn't talk much about the youth.
We talked about national service.
Who are the future? Who are the future of this country?
We'll do another episode of this interview.
Organize it.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you
That's
so much.
The Minister for Youth and Sports, Member of Parliament, Yagbaku, Honorable Mustapha Ussif. My name is Umaru, Sanda, Amadu. It's been great coming your way on Face to Face. Stay with City TV. It's your world.